Live from the WTXL studios, this is ABC 27's News at Noon.
Good afternoon. I'm Kelly Bartoli. Thanks for joining us here on the News at Noon. Greg Angel is on assignment. In the news for you today, an arrest has been made in a stabbing yesterday afternoon on Brevard Street near Old Bainbridge Road. 33-year-old Anthony Jean is now facing a homicide charge after witnesses say he fatally stabbed another man in the parking lot of Labor Finders. Now, according to the Tallahassee Police Department, Andres Kilpatrick was stabbed once just above his navel. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Witnesses say Jean and Kilpatrick were slap boxing in the parking lot before the incident. Jean is now in the Leon County Jail and is scheduled to appear in court sometime today. We will, of course, continue to follow this story and bring you the very latest on air and online at WTXL.tv. A Tallahassee firefighter is recovering from heat exhaustion, this after battling a morning blaze. Now, he was taken in good condition to Tallahassee Memorial Hospital. TFD sent us these photos of the scene at the Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. Two portable double wides were on fire, but crews were able to save most of the adjoining one. Now, the state fire marshal's office was also on the scene, but arson not suspected. Well, investigators are continuing to look into the death of a construction worker who died Monday on Florida State University's campus. The accident happened just after noon yesterday. FSU police saying 25-year-old Travis Joseph Miller died while working on the new residence hall on Woodward. Investigators believe Miller got caught between an elevator and a building. A commercial burglary ring is broken up after investigators in Escambia County followed a trail of evidence all the way to Decatur County, Georgia. Investigators say two Bainbridge men you see here, 26-year-old DeMarcus Laurel Mathis and 36-year-old Victor Lamar Bodison, are charged with theft by taking. Now, two Orlando men, Derek Wilson Hill and Derek Joseph Reeves, also arrested. Now, these arrests come after reports of several business break-ins and attempted break-ins. Investigators say a big commercial moving truck was actually stolen from an industrial park Friday morning. Authorities, though, used GPS and tracked it to Quincy and Attapulgis, where the suspects were found. Decatur County deputies say $10,000 worth of copper pipes and wiring was recovered. They're now looking into whether the men are responsible for other burglaries across the southeast. In your news across Georgia now.
He was just a blast to work with. He was real happy, outgoing, just a great guy to be around.
Friends are now remembering the man who was killed while walking on Venice Beach with his daughter over the weekend. A plane crash landed and struck Sergeant First Class Omi Irizarry and his daughter Oceana. Now, friends remember him as a great leader, mentor, and an even better friend. The Federal Aviation Administration, along with the National Transportation Safety Board, now investigating that incident. New developments in the case of the Valdosta teen Kendrick Johnson. His family has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the high school and the local Board of Education. Johnson died in 2013 in the gym at Lowndes High School. Investigators call it an accident, saying Johnson died after reaching for a shoe inside of a rolled-up gym mat and getting stuck. His family, though, believes otherwise. The Johnson family, represented by Tallahassee attorney Benjamin Krupp, has already filed a negligence lawsuit against the school. In this new lawsuit, the family accuses the Lowndes County Board of Education, its superintendent, and the high school principal of ignoring reports that Johnson was repeatedly attacked and harassed by white students. The U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of Georgia launched a federal investigation into that case. Turning to your political news now, Florida Governor Rick Scott now saying he's going to take part in 3 debates this fall. Scott announced today he will appear in the debates hosted by Telemundo, CNN, and Leadership Florida, all taking place in October. He has now called on Democratic rivals Charlie Crist and Nan Rich to also take part. Crist has refused to debate Rich before their primary, saying he's more focused on running against Scott. Now, this news means Scott will not participate in the University of Florida debate in September. A Florida judge is sticking to a law that allows elected officials to place their assets in a blind trust fund instead of reporting each investment publicly. A Leon County Circuit Judge ruled that politicians can use a blind trust and still comply with the 1976 constitutional amendment that requires officials disclose their finances. Governor Rick Scott is the only public official who has been using a blind trust, although he did disclose details about his financials earlier this year when he qualified for re-election. All right, time now to check in with Max Sapera standing by in the Weather Center. Much different picture than what we were seeing yesterday at this time.
Yeah, definitely. We were seeing blazing hot conditions yesterday, already well into the 90s. Heat index values yesterday eclipsing 100 degrees by lunchtime. That's how you know it's going to be a scorcher of a day, and that's what we saw. Let's take a walk outside right now. A completely different story. Ample blue sky indicating that high pressure is building on in, not allowing the clouds to build on up off our Napleton Tower cam up top the DoubleTree Hotel. Temperatures, yeah, they're still warm, albeit not hot though. You can see the dew point value, it's getting up there, but those winds out of the north-northeast at 3 miles per hour are going to continue to usher in cooler and drier air, and you're definitely going to see the effects of that heading into the overnight hours. So not necessarily during the afternoon, because full sunshine, especially at the end of July, beginning of August, is going to allow for hot conditions nonetheless. But it's much, much steamier down into central Florida, where the front has already sunk well down towards the I-4 corridor. So on the south side of that, we're talking about hot, steamy conditions, hot but drier conditions to the north side of that where we are currently. So we're getting the positive effects, not seeing the scorcher conditions, especially if you have to do any outdoor activities. The conditions today going to be much more enjoyable than what we were seeing yesterday. Only getting into the low 90s, maybe a few clouds building up and providing for some natural shady spots out there. But overall, a lot more comfortable, a lot more enjoyable as well. I'll let you know in your full storm team forecast in just a couple minutes how cold we're going to get tonight. Looks like we're actually going to flirt with some records in the next few days. Of course, Kelly, you mentioned during the sunrise show that the cold has to be in quotes. It's not going to be super duper cold, but enough to open the windows up. We'll have the numbers for you coming up in just a couple of minutes. Kelly?
All right, thanks, Max. Still weird to hear you say cold anyway. Other news to get to: the clock continuing to tick, getting us closer and closer to a more in-depth look at the wedding of our very own Dave Griffiths and Christina Resnack. We're talking about the climax for our Prepping for the Big Day series. All month long, Dave and Christina giving us sneak peeks into everything it was taking to get their wedding in order. Well, coming up this Friday, August 1st, you can see it all. So be sure to tune in at 6:30 only on our website, WTXL.tv. Well, as the news at noon continues, good news for Hunger Games fans. Mockingjays trailer has hit the internet, causing quite a frenzy. We've got a peek. Plus, a Florida mom is in trouble after leaving her kids in the car. The story when we return.